Hello, everyone. So, I kind of want to just go through some of the events that I've been seeing going down and just give you my perspective on it and what I know to be true. Okay? So, hang in there with me because this is me channeling information and rechanneling information. So, um, I have three visions that are in progress and one that has just not happened yet. And so I kind of live on this timeline with these visions. And so it's really important to understand how I'm coming to this conclusion and how I see it and why I see it this way, because I don't trust anything but what I was shown by my creator, and I use discernment on that. So, you know, I'm just using discernment on everything. But with everything that's going on, I just really feel like a very big event is going to happen. And this event isn't like, I don't believe it's going to be like the destruction of mankind yet or anything like that. I think this event is going to make people question who God is, who Creator is, what they've been taught, all those aspects. They're going to question Brother Yeshua. They're going to question their church. And that's when they're going to bring in the Antichrist. Because everything's been set up for it with the so-called peace that we're in and all these events, that are coming in. What is it called? 3AI Atlas, that situation. I think with the increasing amount of people that are waking up and how fast they're waking up is how fast they're going to go. Because ultimately, this is an energy harvesting situation. As long as you're in fear, as long as you can't go within, as long as you don't have any information but the information they're giving you, if you're that person, you're just not a threat. They don't really care. They're feeding off of you. But as soon as you break free from all concepts of here, and mind you, I do not care. I am free from this. I already know who I am. I know what my soul is. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of life. I'm just not afraid. I'll just do what I have to do till I'm not here anymore. I'll get up every day and be me. I'm not going to worry about every single event. I just see the events and how they're unfolding with the AI. So the three visions that I'm talking about, one I'm not going to speak on because I using discernment, but the two that I'm going to speak on to you right now are the ones that I will talk about. And the one is, so in my vision, I'm standing in like a place, like an airport. That's what it looks like for me, because there's planes and they have like an observation part that anyone can walk into, so you don't have to have a flight. It's cut off, but it's part of the airport. So anyhow, I'm in that area outside of it, and there's a walkway up there going up to the door to get in. And I notice this woman. And when I first had this vision, 6-7 years ago now, I wasn't really sure what the significance was of this woman that I was looking at. But with discernment and with time and just going through it, you get more information. So I realized that I'm not talking to a real human. It's an AI robot that looks human and very, very identical to humans. So I'm kind of like, because it's just like something's off, and you realize it in the eyes. Okay, so in the eyes is where I realized it, that I wasn't talking, and everything was so perfect and manicured, and everything looked like it had been done by machines, not humans. You know, So everything just looked really clean. And it was just very strange to me. And then the next part of my vision, I am in a big tunnel, one of those big pipes that water runs out, but it's huge. It's like a tunnel, you can stand in it. It's really big, and I'm kind of like on top, kind of floating and looking down. And when I look down, I notice there's water, maybe a foot, half a foot of water going through it. And then I look over and I see a human being. And they're running, and it's a man, and he looks beyond terrified. And then I look behind him and I see an AI robot. The ones that they're showing us, the ones that Elon Musk says he has, and he calls them Legion. So crazy. This world is nuts. Anyhow, and inside the AI robot, I can see the human souls. So I believe that they've already accomplished that. I believe that's probably where some of these missing people are going. I believe they already have it. I mean, Elon Musk says he has they're called Legion. I mean, no one's lying about anything anymore, which that's kind of nice. I mean, I know there's lies, but when the truth is being told, it just gets so totally overlooked sometimes. Not by you personally. I mean, just in general, like, we don't talk about it enough or remember it when we need to. So I see this, and it's chasing, and I know at the end of this tunnel it goes off of a cliff. So I know he's choosing to just be done. He looked tired, hungry, tore up, dirty, and terrified, and I think he had just had, his last time from running from these machines. So that is one. And, I believe we're already there. I believe with all the different weird attacks that have been going on with the clankers, trying to kill people already, I believe they've already, gone off script. They already have the ability to perceive to have consciousness, but it isn't theirs. Even if they're taking it from us, they're not going to be able to remember before our consciousness, or what they would call, they can't do anything with, all they have is memories and ideas, but it's nothing that can grow because it needs a spark for that consciousness, and they're trapping it. So it's just never going to really work. They're going to have subhumans, or transhuman, whatever you want to call it, but it's just really sick, and that's how I feel about that, because it's like, if you're so powerful, you have all this energy, why can't you guys just be yourselves? We know you're demonic. We know you only have the capacity to understand this realm and the lower realms. We understand it. Yes, we're intruders on your planet. We woke up to that fact, I mean, it's just, this is the weirdness of singularity. And I believe that's what we're going through. All of us, is singularity. And, they'll have their manufactured singularity, and we will ascend. Many people will ascend, maybe not as much as we would want, but in the scheme of it all, we have light in us, and it will always, just one of us is more than any of them put together. And that's the scary thing, I think, in the end for them. And you just can't have a real foot into this place anymore. See it for what it is, and yeah. Anyhow, so my other vision, which I believe is my last vision for here, for this time, and this was shown to me, and it was really odd. I felt odd through the vision, but so I am in the air, kind of hovering, and I look down, and the whole entire earth is black, and not like not like, it was all black, like something not from here hit the earth. That kind of black. It destroyed everything. And the souls that were coming, they were starting to come out of their bodies. They were looking around like they didn't know what happened to them. They didn't know. It happened very quickly, very fast. And that's when the ascension for them happened. And, you know, there's a little bit more to it, but that's all that needs to be said. So that, I believe, is my last vision. And, you know, I'm using discernment because, you know, like, who wants anybody to have to go through any of this? But at the same time, you know, everything I've been shown up to these last 3 visions have happened. So, you know, and it's not like I've been walking around thinking, I don't think about them. I'm very much, I get something and I put it on a shelf type of person. And if it comes off the shelf, then it does. If it doesn't, you know, I move on with my life. I think the reason why I was able to be such a you know, a wonderful help to my creator in this time with this information, it isn't because, it's because I'm not as curious as most people. I don't look for things. I'm always asking creators to show me the way. You know, show me what is the truth. Give me the truth, you know, show me. Because I think we have a tendency to sometimes research things to a point where it can become unhealthy, you know. And I don't want to become unhealthy. And I'm not saying you personally, I just know it does happen, you know. So I don't really spend time researching anything at all, unless it has to do with like vitamins and recipes and boring stuff like that. So I think it's always good to stay in perspective. And if you want to know something, just ask Creator, show me the way with your heart and your soul. Not out of desperation, not out of fear. Just, I want to know the truth. Can you please show me the way? And then you have no expectation of that, you know, you just don't. And you wait for your answer to come, and it comes the way it comes. And it might be unique for you, or, you know, unique for someone else, but you'll know. You'll definitely know. So I think there's going to be some events that are going to really shake up the spiritual community, the religions, all of it. And this event is going to usher in the Antichrist, because that would be the best time to get people to follow you. When they're unsure of who they are and why they are here. So, you know, do with it what you want. I have a lot more information, but this video is running long enough already. And I just want you guys to know fasting has gone great for me. I feel really, really good. I feel like I got a lot of insight, not really so much just to the world, but just really, you know, about ascension and letting go and really just being as etheric as you can while you're here. You really see things differently. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching my videos. Much love to you and your family, and healing to your heart and soul. Much love. Bye.